if this game ends up going the distance here, simply because... Welcome to Vani Research Station, ladies and gentlemen. We're spawning in the southern position as the red Protoss player representing Team Fnatic. He goes by the name of Harstem. And his opponent spawning in the northern position, straight up as the yellow Zerg player. Playing for mYinsanity, currently residing in Switzerland, but from New Zealand. The winner from last week's King of the Hill on the hot seat, it is Petraeus. Petraeus falling to an Immortal Sentry all-in game number 1, and then rebuffing early game attacks by Harstem repeatedly in game 2. First with the failed cannon rush, then with the Oracle harassment to go into mass ling production to consistently deny the third base and steamroller his way into a game win after Harstem was forced into that Void Ray all-in. What's going to happen here in game number 3? Well, we have... Oh my, ladies and gentlemen, we have the early gold coming out from Petraeus. If you're... Wow. Go for gold, ladies and gents. It's a standard 15 hatch opening, except the hatchery is right here. Okay, let's see how long it takes for Harstem to scout this. This is going to be pretty pivotal to how this game turns out for him here. So he's just going to be checking out. He's going to see what's going on inside the main base. He'll probably see the pool have gone down by this point. And then we'll go, hang on a second, natural expansion, no hatch. So we've of course got the in-base expansion as well, which is amusingly, the reason I call the other base the natural expansion, guys, is because this is actually closer to the main base, I believe, than this. But I suppose this is technically the natural. But this really feels like the natural expansion. And Harstem's going to be able to scout that this base is going down, but I wonder if he's going to know, and I'm pretty sure he will, that hang on a second, this feels awfully late for an expansion here. What is going on? And usually, of course, a third base would have been these 3 up north, with this being the third one. But we actually have a situation where the third is at the gold, and oh, Harstem scouts there, but I think he's now going straight to the gold base. He managed, by the way, did Petraeus, to move all of his drones away from the main base when Harstem was moving his probe past. So the maximum amount of time has passed without Harstem knowing that this exists, but he now knows that the gold base is being mined by Petraeus. Now this is very important for Harstem. He knows his opponent's being greedy. He's on 3 bases and one of them is a gold base. This is extremely greedy play, guys. I don't really know how to describe in words just how greedy this actually is. But Harstem is going to want to try and punish this as much as possible. We have, well, a single Zealot should probably do the trick for now, and Petraeus is going to find it just a little bit difficult to defend this, to be honest. You've got 2 drones. I'm not sure entirely what they're doing, but it looks like he's going to try and kill off this Zealot with 4 Zerglings. Is it going to be enough? Oh, nice micro there, actually. And it looks like, yes, it is. Excellent micro there from Petraeus. Microing back 1 Zergling, then a second one, then a drone as well. Oh, and now he's got the Mothership Core to deal with. Harstem knows that he absolutely categorically has to try and make this base last as little as possible, and well, he's doing a very, very good job right now with the harassment. There is the Queen. Now, the Queen does beat the Mothership Core straight up, by the way, which means Harstem is going to have to move out. Where is his attack off the back of this, though? That's what we're looking for. He's gone up to 3 gateways. Warp gate technology is almost complete here, so we're going to go going for a 3-gate harass. There is the first pylon. Harstem wants this gold base dead, and rightly so. He does not want Petraeus to simply be carrying a straight-up mid-game advantage against him. I wonder if Petraeus is going to consider a second spine crawler here. At the moment, he is not. He's going to be laying down a bit of creep to try and get as much warning of this attack as possible. Meanwhile, he wants to force Harstem to warp in at home with this pack of lings here. He might be able to successfully do that, just harassing away at the pylon. Oh, is he going to be able to go inside the base? Has to be careful, but with the sentry there and the force field available, he won't be able to do that now. So Petraeus is going to be retreating. He has a couple of lings now moving out towards the watchtower, but right into the watchful eye of the Mothership Core that knows exactly what's going on. Has he spotted that this army is here? He has not seen the pylon. Is this army going to be enough to do much of a dent, though? He spotted where this is. He's going to try and nip it in the bud early on, but the Zealots are in an excellent position after being warped in, and the Zergling cannot do very much so far. He might be able to surround and kill a couple of reinforcements, though, if he is so inclined, and he is going to be so inclined as well. One of these Zealots going down immediately, trying to break into the main base with another. A single Zergling managing to get in, but the sentry here managing to stop them. Now, all this time, petraeus is mining more and more minerals, and he's basically out mining as far as minerals is concerned right now compared to Harstem. He just needs to make Zerglings and hold off this early attack, and he will then have some semblance of an early game advantage. Picking off a sentry there, really, really good shout. Is he going to be able to take apart this pylon as well? These Zerglings look like they're just going for it. They don't care about the Zealots attacking them right now, but they're not going to quite be enough. This pylon is still alive with 48 hit points, and now the army is moving towards that gold base location. There are 3 queens, though. That's a lot of queens, and 18 Zerglings on the way. Is this going to be enough to stop this army? A second pylon has gone up from Harstem, and it looks like this battle is about to begin. We're moving in towards the hatcheries onto creep, so petraeus sees everything that Harstem is doing right now. Which one of these players is going to be taking the lead here in this best of 9? This pylon will get picked off by those Zerglings as well as a stray Zealot, but this is the pylon he has to worry about now. That's a lot closer to home. More and more Zerglings out on the field, a total of 33 and 14 more in production now from petraeus. Harstem, in the meantime, has got 10 Zealots and a couple of sentries. Will it be enough? Let's find out. The spine crawlers are busy rerouting, so they're not actually getting any damage taken for them at the moment. Oh, and it looks like he's trying to move back a little bit, but great Zergling micro and a fantastic flank from the back means that all of the sentries go down almost instantaneously. The spine crawlers are now hitting it, and there is nothing Harstem can do. He's recalled back to base, but look at this. It's a mothership core and 2 Zealots. His army got absolutely decimated there, and petraeus definitely takes a tangible lead in this game, because even though he's behind 39 drones to 50 at the moment, he's got the gold base, and he can do nothing but drone up for the next couple of minutes, and I'll tell you what, Harstem can't do anything about it right now. Harstem needs to think of the composition when he's planning his next attack. We can see he started +1 attack at the Forge here. He's slowly reshaping the story of this game so that he can turn it into one where he starts building up the quality of his army. He obviously couldn't knock down the gold base with quantity, so we're going to be going for those upgrades. We're going to see if we can get more units in a better position next time around with better force fields, and we'll see if we can't do that again. And he's going to take a 3rd base of his own. But don't forget how long petraeus has been mining at this gold base, guys. The answer is a very, very, very long time. And Harstem right now, well, yes, he'll be able to take the 3rd base, but it's definitely a case of playing catch-up. There's the Twilight Council. Could be transitioning into potential blink play. So we'll keep an eye on that. Could go old-school Zealot Archon, of course. With that charge. And we have the 4th base coming up now for petraeus alongside a macro hatchery at the main base, where the lair, of course, is complete as well. We've got the Hydralisk Den too, so that's going to be his tech of choice. We're not going to see a Spire or anything like that come out of him here. So no Mutalisks in this game, at least not yet. We are instead going to be going for a very similar composition to what won him game number 2. Now, these Lings, once again, are going to try and get the 3rd base cancelled. There are Zealots on patrol this time around to try and see if they can take out these Zerglings. It looks like that's going to be enough encouragement for him to say no. A lot of creep tumor is getting laid here by the 4th base, wanting to keep that creep presence after this army looks like it's going to attack. And here we go. petraeus now trying to defend against these forces. He's got another pack of Zerglings trying to flank from the back, and I think those two together might actually compel Harstem to move back here. Let's wait and see. No, excellent force fields protect the pylon actually from Harstem, and he's going to press ahead with this attack. One Overlord goes down, but that's not too big a deal in the big scheme of things at the moment, and petraeus is currently trying to regroup. He's at 123 supply versus 113. Hydralisks are inside the main base, but there aren't that many Zerglings to tank for them at the moment. Force field so that he can try and target this 4th base without the Hydras getting in the way. And Harstem, we need to see if he's going to be able to take out this hatchery. These Zerglings are actually quite precious right now, because if he loses all of those, then that means the Protoss gets the hatchery for free. That's not what he wants. More and more force fields at this rep. And actually, this army is basically being divided and conquered here. I have to say, Harstem is doing an excellent job in this attack. Look, he's picked off half of the army. These Hydras are still at home. Look how many units there are here. There are over 24 units. And ooh, a little bit of miss micro there from Harstem, but nothing game-ending. And he can just keep force fielding this ramp and pick off the 4th base. He's basically got the 4th for free now, guys. And that's exactly what Harstem is going to do. There is nothing petraeus can do to stop him. But he still has 3 bases, one of which is a gold. It's not like this is him losing or anything like that. It is a very frustrating situation for him to be in because this army is very, very scary. And it also very, very can't attack that. So there goes the 4th hatch. Has Harstem decided enough is enough, or does he want to try and form a concave around the bottom of this round to engage the army? Oh, a little bit of a misplaced force field, but it's not like Petraeus is going to be coming down with units in a single file now, is he? He's moving out now towards the gold base location as well. And in the meantime, we have a Nidus network trying to go up inside the main base, but a couple of warped in stalkers are going to prevent that. Are we going to see a second one? Well, we see a second one out here. I thought he was going to put it here by the ramp. And this army has to be very careful now from Harstem, because at the end of the day, if you Nidus this many Hydralisks into your face, that could actually be a problem. And there's the first Nidus network there, moving with Zerglings and Hydras, I presume, out towards the 3rd base location. So let's see what our players can do here. A massive army from Harstem. He's not actually going to take out the gold base. He said, fine, I will respect the fact that you're trying to attack me, and as soon as I take out the Nidus, I'm going to say, actually, you have absolutely no hope of surviving this. What are you possibly going to do? The supplies are currently 175 for Harstem versus the 134 from Petraeus, and I actually think that lack of droning in order to defend there, producing all of those Hydras, would have hurt him quite a lot, because he is down 78 to 55 workers right now, and Harstem now, after that gold base... What? Oh, wow. That's a lot of spine crawls. I'm going to be honest, I missed when those were built the first time around, but that's also a reason why the worker count is only now just 78 versus 72. The armies look like they're potentially meeting in the middle of the map here. A couple of changelings are going to spot their way into this Protoss army. The Stalkers are having absolutely none of it. Hydralisk instantly taking down a single Stalker, vaporizing the guy there, unfortunately. And it looks like this is the time where the Protoss decides to move on to Creep, picking off the Overseer, which is a little bit annoying for the Zerg, because at the end of the day, you want to be able to spot for your army moving forward so you don't lose too many units. And now we have the Blinks forward. Very, very aggressive play coming out from Harstem here, but he has to respect the sheer amount of firepower as well that Petraeus happens to have with this army. He split his army up now into a couple of... Oh, and does he spot the free Colossus? No, instead he is a lot more interested in going straight into the main base. This is a big, big deal right here for Petraeus. Zerglings inside and picking off the robotics facility. The robotics bay before extended thermal lance goes down, that gets picked off. The forge gets picked off as well. 2 upgrades going down. And is the robotics facility going as well? No, surely not that too. It looks like he's going to keep it alive, but so much damage from the tech has been done here. A lot of Zerglings dying inside that mineral line. What is the workers kill tab looking like? 7 versus 1. Nothing catastrophic, but it's the tech lost there that Harstem is going to be frustrated with. Robotics Bay, gone. Forge, gone. Very, very frustrating indeed for the Protoss, who is now taking his 4th base as well. These Hydras... No, 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 you can't be there. You absolutely cannot be there. You are in the middle of no man's land, sir. And those Hydras would absolutely get toasted if they fell into range of those Colossi. Not good at all. Luckily, they're now back on Creep, and they do move a little bit faster, but needs to watch out for potential of a quick blink in to try and kill them, which is why he hurtled back to the base as quickly as possible. We're now transitioning into Spire base play. We have Mutalisk coming in and a couple of Zerglings trying to harass this 4th base location as well. The Mutas should be able to force the army back, because otherwise this Nexus here would simply go down, and it succeeds in doing that. So Harstem, confined to his side of the map here, but has a massive, massive army. And, well, he does have to be a little bit careful against those Blink Stalkers. But Petraeus, as well, is doing okay. Because even though he's not engaging Harstem in a straight-up fight right now, I'll tell you what, he's at least managing to keep Harstem at home. And tech switching to keep his opponent on his toes. The main army, the main ground army, seems to be moving back and forward across the map now. And another pack of Lings. An excellent strategy of constant counter-attacking here and constant harassment from Petraeus. means that Harstem now is in danger of losing this 4th base as well. A lot of these probes are now going completely untended to, unfortunately, and that means up to 32 workers killed this game. So Petraeus right now, he's looking like he's taking very, very big control of the game. This Blink Stalker army just can't get back fast enough. It's not actually that easy to blink between bases on this map, guys, and I think we're finding that out right now. These Blink Stalkers are going to kill off these Hydras so quickly, but the DPS from the Hydras is huge as well. This is mutually assured destruction. The problem is the Mutalisks are still here, and they're going to be moving across the other side of this army as well. This is not good at all because there is nothing to counter the Mutas after that trade. We have a Nidus Worm here to reinforce as quickly as possible. This army is trying to base trade here, and we have the 4th base already down. The 3rd base is going to go down very shortly as well. Pardon me, this is actually originally the main, and the lair now is going to be under attack. That will go down, but look at how much stuff is absolutely disappearing here. Where are potentially the... wait, where are the spine crawlers? Are they all at the gold base? Okay, they're all at the gold base. So Petraeus is saying, I'm going to store your ground army at the gold for as long as I possibly can. In the meantime, I'm taking your gold, dude. That's what the Nidus Worm was for. All of the drones going to be mining at this hatchery here. Very, very slick move from Petraeus, although I think, frankly, he is going to need a macro hatch or two if he wants to spend a lot of money from that. It's going to be enough, though. It doesn't look like he's going to have to do that, as Harstem recognizes he won't be able to take it all out. He taps out, and last week's champion, myinsanity's Petraeus, guys, goes up in this best of 9 series 2-1.